Hello everybody and welcome back. So it's been a few months since we posted anything on this channel. Life gets in the way, maybe lack of inspiration. It is quite cold outside and we have a couple feet of snow, so that might have something to do with it. But today I was thinking about what I'm doing here in this growing room and that I would like to share the idea with other people because I feel like this information may help, especially with growing microgreens and growing them basically for free. So how this all started is I bought a couple buckwheat seeds last summer, so last spring I guess, and I planted them, and I love eating buckwheat. It's one of my favorite grains and it's very, very healthy for you. I grew them in my garden and then they started growing really, really quickly, like almost like surpassing all of my vegetables that I was growing. Like, it was amazing. And then they start blooming with these beautiful white flowers, and I'll try to insert a picture here. And then, so these flowers, these white flowers, they start turning a little bit pink. And it's just like the most gorgeous thing. And it's such a great addition to any garden. And they're not to the point where they're choking out any of your vegetables. And they're a great cover crop as well. So it keeps the soil nice and cool. It chokes out weeds. It's wonderful. And also you can, before they seed, you could till it back into the ground, and then it could add to the your soil, to amend the soil as well. So anyways, these flowers, they were gorgeous, and then they started to seed at a certain point. And then the rule was, and don't quote me on this, but it's about, once your flowers are about 80% seed is when you then want to start taking the seeds off of those plants. You could take the plants completely out. I did everything by hand, which took a long time, but it worked. And I've seen people where they have like a big tarp out, and then they'll let it dry out, and then they'll hit the buckwheat against the tarp, and then all the seeds kind of fall off of the plant and onto the tarp. And you can do it whatever way you want. Look it up on YouTube. There's so much information out there. I just did it by hand. And what happened, I'll show you. I don't know if you can see this, but this is not like your store-bought buckwheat. So they have like hulls on them. And I'll show you here without spilling all over the ground. So I don't know if you can see that. Like, that is not something that I can eat. It's definitely not like what you buy in the store. And everything I looked up for taking the outer shell off online, it was just like nothing I could do at home. Like, you need some sort of equipment to do that. So I'm like, oh great. I'm stuck with a lot of seeds. And then I'm like, it came to me that I can start using them for microgreens. So then you're still able to use them just by sprouting them. And man, like, I am blown away by buckwheat microgreens. So far I've done a whole bunch of different kinds of microgreens. These have got to be the quickest. I'll show you right here. So this is in 1 week. That's crazy. So you should let them go till like 2 weeks, maybe a week and a half. But if you wanted to, you could totally start chopping into this. And basically, I'll show you the steps of how I do that. So I bought these containers at Walmart, and they were very, very affordable. They were maybe 10 bucks for 5, 8 bucks for 5, something like that. I drilled holes in the bottom. I have the lids for them. So then I fill them up. You can kind of see the line here. So 3/4 the way with potting soil. And then you sprinkle the seeds on top. So it's like one solid layer. If you have done microgreens before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And then you cover it with a little bit more soil, and then it prevents any mold growth or anything like that. And then you just water, you cover, and then in 3 days, not even 3 days, I put these covered by my fireplace in a nice warm spot. They started to sprout, which is crazy, and then super quick. I also did sunflowers, so I saved sunflower seeds as well. So another easy seed to save. I use most of them, but and you can sprout any seeds that you save. Like, these are an abundance of pumpkin seeds. You could do anything. Microgreens don't have to be expensive. The seeds are outrageously expensive if you want to buy them. I know microgreens are good for you, but really, to me, it's not worth the price that it costs to buy such an abundant amount of seeds. Another option, I know I'm going a little off topic, but you could use any sort of store-bought seeds. So they're much, much cheaper than buying the quote-unquote microgreen seeds. If you just buy, so these are pinto beans, and then there's chickpeas. You can sprout any kind of beans you want. You could even buy buckwheat if you wanted to, but again, there's a cost to it. Minimal, but there's a cost. Quinoa, anything that you buy from the store. Mustard seeds. There's cumin seeds if you like it a little bit spicier. Yeah, so opportunities are endless, and I am all for saving money and doing things on, the cheaper side. So I was very happy to discover this, and how easy it is to save your own seeds and use them in microgreen form. So these guys, like I said, are only a week old, and these are the fastest microgreens I was able to, that I've grown so far, that are actually somewhat of a big plant. Like, they're about 2 inches now. So yeah, I think that's about all I wanted to cover today. Just the simple idea of saving your own seeds from your garden in the summer and then reusing them in the winter. And again, you could use anything. Like, my seed storage is somewhere over here. So like, seeds are good for maybe, I don't know, a couple of years. It depends how you store them, if they're in bags or not. But anything that, like, I'm not going to use for the next season, I could go through here and then decide to use the majority of the ones that I'm not going to be using in the summer for microgreens. And it's a perfect way to get your full use out of the products that you buy, so extra seeds or seeds that you save from the garden so that they don't go to waste. And that's it. That's all I wanted to cover today. Remember to, think, save seeds. You could use them in any way. Microgreens are wonderful. And that's it. So thank you so much for joining me today, and have a wonderful day. Thanks.